because this is about the head of an arm of government. Respectfully, say a man for a compare way to Charlotte or say Diana, Bibi Kakra, because you are talking of the Chief Justice of the Republic of Ghana, head of the judiciary. The position and hierarchy now. Say we president, vice president, speaker of parliament, chief justice, or the number 4 most important person in the country. You can't compare the chairperson of the Electoral Commission to the chief justice. And here number 1. Number 2, so they say when you take Charlotte Osei Diana, we were in this country. There were allegations between Onuan Kasane, the deputies, all over the place. Of course, Onuzu was taken through the process. There's an argument to be made whether that argument can be made. But that comparison between Ono and the Chief Justice, off kakra for me. Again, let me also repeat, say, as we speak, we don't have the benefit of what is in the 3 petitions called President Ono. Messiah Kabio said, what is making around in our rumors? Because as part of the process, no, Oman, the details of what is in the petition should not be made public. And remember in the case of Anas Arimia Anas, now a contention in court. Say, before the petition was even sent, and I said, while the petition was with the CJ or considered, now Anas video, which video was the basis for what is in the petition, Oyima Ghana for and it became a contentious issue in court. It is clear, say you go through process now. You don't put out the details of the. As we speak, and I make us say, because he named the whole petition, there are grievous matters in the petition for the CJ to go and answer to. And that's why a prima facie case has been established. Uncle before the committee, go through the process and let's see. President Aka, in this statement, say he is suspending her pending committee in Ejumombe. So we in Ejumombe. She can come.
In all humility, it will be strange. Unfortunately, I have to draw a certain conclusion based on experiences I have. Unfortunately, but that is not the case because I am not part of the committee and I don't. The president is not taking any instructions from me. But because of precedence, me won't quite say me isususa. Me diane say enamumla kwemu ana ani. Oma famra kwanso ana ani omo so mu wi a de omo hu ye no omo kwakobo president amane se hu hia se osa beto na dwuma so a onko to se hu hia se de akoso no onse mfata se obetena akonya kache no so a onko no nko nfie de America nyina ne se maya wo so chascaling usual say MPP NDC na wo MPP ni na akosu a wo ha pa ne se wo NDC na obosi a wo ha pa ne se because minim salary for the case kokota judge ni nipa boni se de nkura na emrekunu ni be ma ho kwan
sure
ama wa na girejina so na watimi judge on person case kura no obedi ama no watima kawasem yi amana di ama
yes
either side no obi anya worried because yanwini se ebe ya dia enam mmra so na ebe wie wo mmra so na obia kuma beden ebeto niem. Of course people have reservations about the job the chief justice what's wrong with that mrekuni ma ho kwanse se chief justice no na monto bia o to bia no se sinto be mu a ese se atwene ko eye mampe di kata na council na council for no dwuru wi a omza de anu ye brempe ya te committee me de se enya brea because person de no ye hye brea ye bre no na
no about committee at the one forces do more I think either 2 or 3
what be huma say we dey na we call me na because say bre wo mu a say de be ya de obeye even acting no
sure
so what I say ono so obehu say we say obekura no we be so ye acting tela yeah you na and I say konko honum sa so it is in our interest. Our judicial system is all of us is in our interest. Say acting no enquire de be afebo whether the woman is coming or not within the 3 months life you know mom say 3 months as I say etimi nya no ye entempana etimi to yadwuma yedi so. My hope is that we don't play political chaskili with this one because eyadia emrekunini ema ho kwan. I am saying that yenye careful na yanko enter into the zone of a dysfunctional democracy where emotions I'll pay you back, bitterness, pain, I'll show you where power lies, no. I have baskets, no, a man.
Yeah.
The moment you start doing that, and I know who free a certain agenda, I'll be saying in resetting, no. Now we free, now for the idea for and I want to make also say. Can we say whether 4 or 8 or 12 or 16 or whatever? There will be a change. And that change, a best reset almost everything that you have done. I pray that the beautiful pictures that was shown us at Ko, the business from the Ko Eastern, Nana Adudankwa Akufo-Addo and His Excellency John Dramani Mahama, their beautiful smiles, should have an impact on party sympathizers and supporters.
Now,
should have an impact.
Bitterness,
I'm saying, nipa binim pa obi. Ewade kan nipa dodo na akoma o man remo. Yaudie pa e fe yaudie. Ashe bia akoma ma no. I'm wondering how they sleep. Yaudie pa ashe nipa binim akoma no. I'm wondering how they sleep. So if we don't manage those people now, people are within the MPP now and the NDC now. Me yebo say enfensie nia. Oh Rabaka say bia Somalia and Afghanistan for two and I share omokontokwa.
Yes, ebi mu nso
so what you say
wo hwe sa pictures ne how na president and then the former president Esra ne na anhwa na affected vim na omodi chase oral no
obi na se atra haka emo bia na da no emo obia na da no in building the country no. The fact that the two presidents meet and plead for the country to be united and move on, it doesn't mean that some commoners are maybe no one mismanage one why you know man self fata or self Debbie and what has that got to do with that? How did they omumi no omuni pedua ne omukasa no e man no honhom no eden e ba fom. Enya kwanya say the previous administration or even this administration just like the president has promised. So oh yeah nyoma ense na emfata o say Debbie emra wafum has nothing to do with party coloration. In fact, to the best of my knowledge, how the president is posturing himself, who now bear mumpo now if you see any say and I dance be about say what to anamobia and say fata the president is not going to hesitate. It was opposition there and the what say it becomes worrying when it is clear say which hunting. And you'll be a doubt perfect. You no matter be one one. There be with there clearly and Kuyi. I know the clearly will not support that. Sure. But I did be a number of Mrakwaso under this government. I also say, you're not dancing a tresse with ye. Yanko so court to raise a court. Ebegia dancing at Tuma. And you're from so stewardship. And you're from so accountability. And you're from so. Now, say, I saw you cry. So elder na say church member no ko aso nkunta obu no amu ni ya pepe how much more o mamu ni nyina ye di tumi ahye wonsa na yesi kura baby kakra man na wo ye no ma ensem fata. That's the point.
Mama nya saade inti ohwe currently justices of Ghana Supreme Court na omoye do9 you're saying 14, right? Omoye 14. Bengazi made a list na send the Fato Sona Nkofo Enshenti. The Chief Justice Gertrude Araba Isaba Saki Tokono. And mind you, before you become a Chief Justice, no, you would first be a Supreme Court Justice. And San Wababa be a Chief Justice. Inti only a Justice of the Supreme Court. Ye appointed no 2019 Oko Supreme Court bench. So inti she was appointed by Nana Adudankwa Akufo-Addo as president. Paul Bafo Boni into we Chief Justice. Yeah. Into we Chief Justice is in China. The next senior justice on the Supreme Court bench. Paul Bafo Boni.
Na mo masa in appointment na.
Yes.
Mo seniority. And I will be at me.
Okay. But again, because
other considerations.
Yes, other considerations. Say a political appointment. Yeah. There are other considerations. Okay. Ideally, it should follow seniority.
Okay.
Into but Osha Yefa Araba Isaba Tokono as Chief Justice. Only appointed onto the Supreme Court bench in 2019. But Paul Bafo Boni, 2008. Yeah, 2008. In fact,
they say no, he's senior most now.
Senior most now. It is John Ajekum Kofo appointing onto the Supreme Court bench.
So it will not. I'll not conclude. It will not be surprising if it becomes the acting.
Yes, and yes, surprising. So no be acting and yes, surprising because he was appointed onto the bench in 2008 by John Ajekum Kofo. The next year, Gabriel Puaman.
Sa papa no a PNC. Yes.
The sole commissioner. A judgment day.
Watch your system.
So no. Onono was appointed onto the bench in 2015.
But these are very high credible people in the system.
Osei. A sole commissioner ne Apple. Sorry. It didn't yet poor man. But poor man was secretary for PNC, I think.
No, say PNC, maybe anymore.
Sure. Onono Sono was appointed onto the bench by John Dramani Mahama in 2015. It is the second senior most justice of the Supreme Court bench. Puaman.
But I'm for sure.
Yes, and Puaman now chairman of committee.
Yatino.
Omokwa share in some way, Puaman.
And I said no him says we chairman there. Ultimate active. We are chairman. I don't chairman there. Ultimate active.
Is to fall.
But I think that if you go through it, then Buff Money should go through. 2008.
2008. Yes. The next Avril Lovelace Johnson on also 2019 and another.
Okay.
A power not in the Supreme Court. Isifu Omoro Tanko Amadu 2020 and another. Hey. Justice Tanko. Hard guy.
You're benching a very revered personalities.
Very revered personalities, isn't he? Justice Tanko 2020 and another. A power no. Henrietta Joy Abenanya Mensa Bonsu no on the long law lecturer at University of Ghana. In fact, Samson Ladi and Debbie Obonidi say or train of criminal law at University of Ghana Law Faculty. Henrietta Mensa Bonsu 2020 and also appointed by Nana Danko Akufo-Addo.
Okay.
Emmanuel Yoni Kolendi.
Also,
yes, on also 2020 again by Nana Danko Akufo-Addo.
Also, here 5 years old.
5 years. Samuel Kwame Adibu Asiedu and Justice Asiedu so on also a member of the committee in the Gabriel Scott Pramine a chairman. Justice Asiedu so another Supreme Court justice on also a member of the committee and also was appointed onto the bench in 2022 by Nana Danko Akufo-Addo. Barbara Frances Aka Yenzu on also 2022 Nanado and appointee George Kingsley Kumsin on year 2023 on Nanado appointee Ernest Yao Jau on 2023 Nanado appointee Henry Anthony Kofi 2024
okay
on Nanado Yao Dakon Asari 2024 Nanado Richard Ejay Frimpong 2024 Nanado 14 justices of the Supreme Court and a mabubu within.
Joey said about space in the door. American say Ekobase to say yes, you suspending your chief justice.
Yes.
American say Briben almost have been man temper immediately. And
there should be an acting chief because there cannot be a vacuum.
Okay.
There should be an acting pending the outcome of committee in Ejuma.
Okay.
And said America, once the committee recommends, the president has no say.
Okay.
So committee say Yashishem. She named into Antron Juma so president NDC. So committee because you shame the answer Darby or you never be an answer until also the president has no say.
Okay.
Until for now there should be an acting chief justice pending.
Well, do you see this as a way of the beginning of chief justice term of office being coterminous? You see that?
If say because again, Oman, it should be one. There should be a petition.
Yeah.
That petition should have enough grounds a bit from establish a primary.
I didn't see any the petition. They will be a Brazil petition.
The
end of cotton and other one Charlotte said. So we be a petition to procurement breaches and all those. I will not move as a prejudicial. I will not jump ahead. But say, call do near the ball. Yeah, Charlotte.
Yes.
Hey, letter commission for.
More. But I said, "Na make a Charlotte." Before even petition, now allegations are all over the place. Between us,
we are Ghanaians, so you should understand the game.
Yeah, but as I'm saying, I mean, said your question was said. Now the chief justice position now be coterminous with that of the president.
I think we should start looking at that too.
It is a likelihood, but of course, it's not automatic. You understand? There is that likelihood, but it is not automatic. And see, we'll see how our name may see echo. But it for me and from where I sit, man, I wish this did not happen. I wish, especially when it is about the head of an arm of government, I wish this did not happen. But of course, I mean, when there is a petition, a prima facie has been established, the president has set up a committee, ABC.
Why do you think so? Because you believe in the constitution and the law.
Sure.
So why do you say a count and careers? Why there was a better way than what we have done?
No.
So why?
Wait, Article 146 of any.
Yes. Are we not looking at? You're thinking maybe I suggest that it should not be. We should not be seen to be abusing a certain
process, of course. But as we sit, said you walk say about petition nature there.
Yeah.
Obiabe inti another president finding ways of getting another CJ out, any problem. And that's why I said I wish this did not happen. Because then tomorrow it can go to the head of the legislature, which is the Speaker of Parliament. I wish we didn't get here.
So it's another plea again, Obi, to our political actors. Say of course, nobody can challenge what but in dealing with these matters, just like we said, if you are the wisher and can be I know this far, you're managing so that we will not start using that political lenses to operate, as it were. You're careful because
interestingly, the immediate past Chief Justice is part of the Council of State. Sophia, our Council of State is here.
Wow.
Yeah. She's on the Council of State. And I'm wondering the kind of fix she would be in. Challenge easy.
I'm very uncomfortable with the situation.
Our Council of State is here, and the person who took over from you, let's see how it goes. Let's see how it goes.
But I feel Moana Moka say it's a test case for a lawyer for them renew for more how I become law students, or what to me Eddie Juma. Meantime, make us say
because one thing the way mean one thing said one thing obvious in the Constitution Article 146 who establishes the prima facie.
Why I know I don't see be one way to be
I dance way petition in Saka, but petition way in Naswom.
Why
Chief Justice no war. Assembly also be the Constitution was silent.
Okay.
On that.
Okay.
Until Obasha, since as said there is an application before the court now. Currently. Say court indeterminate.
The former Attorney General
the former Attorney General, a lawyer for Ekosiisen. Ekosiisen, the plaintiff in that way, but a lawyer, Godfrey Dame. And also, issue it would have an impact on the process when it involves the Chief Justice.
Okay, but now maybe so I for another angle. It's your court, say court in Trinchen, so a president in Trinchen, so and I'm on 2%. Yes. Anna, court to Ashada.
I think what they call is it 30th May? 30th May. Is it 30th May? 30th April.
A member be be anywhere to see say Yatrina since Yati committee.
Oh, of course, I be to see. Say no court be a emphasis so bo ento man so.
Okay.
Yes. In the process can continue.
Okay.
Yeah, the process can continue.
Okay. All right, Obi. Then Matthias, but again, let's plead that it doesn't become the